afternoon, everybody. My name's Mike Bull. The name of the company is Paver Art. The man behind the camera is Mark Oliveto, the owner of Paver Art, by the way. And what we're showing you today is something we think is really, really special. This is the design that was just built by us for a company down in Ellendale, Delaware, by the name of Bella Terra Landscapes. The gentleman we work with on this, his name is Keith Dickinson. Terrific guy. He was the one that helped expedite getting this order for the particular client that he was dealing with, which we will talk about in a second. This particular piece is 17 feet in diameter. It's a Compassrose design, and if you look closely, these are beer hops, a representation of beer hops. You can see the 8 points of the Compassrose, the 4 majors, the 4 minors. You can see the logo for this particular client in these 4 oval-shaped pieces that come off of the minor compass points. And then you can see location names: Milton, Delaware; Southport, Maine; Rehoboth Beach, Delaware; Miami, Florida. And in the top arc of the text band, you can see the name of the ultimate client, Dogfish Head. I would imagine most of you folks know who Dogfish Head is. It's a type of, it's a trade name for beer. It's manufactured in Milton, Delaware, and this is their impromptu logo. And off-center goodness is their trade phrase.
Talk a little bit about the types of material that we're using on this.
Exactly. This particular product, it's somewhat unique in that what we used to build this was product manufactured by a company that we use quite a bit, a company called Hanover Architectural Products out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. And the large beige colored and tan colored pieces, the charcoal color and light gray colored pieces are all manufactured by Hanover. That's a product line they call their Hanover Press Paver. Everything in here was cut from pavers that are 3 feet by 3 feet by 2 3/8 inches thick. Let me show you a representation of what I'm talking about. This is one of those pavers, one of those types of products that we use for this particular application. 3 feet by 3 feet by 2 3/8 inches thick.
How much does that weigh?
One of those plates weighs 252 pounds. Now, what's interesting about that, in order to save backs, promote a lot of safety, we use a particular piece of particular tool, which basically lifts up by suction each of those plates, and through the use of this and our fork truck, we use it to load our cutting decks for the cutting of all these different pieces. Now, having been involved with this, that process, it's pretty interesting. It's difficult to the point where you've got to be careful how you load these pieces because of their weight. But 2 people can do this. Nobody gets hurt. It's all done by machine, and we will probably have a video showing that sometime down the road. This particular piece of equipment here has a 12-inch by 12-inch vacuum head that we will use to actually pick these pieces up when we package it, these large beige colored pieces. Those pieces, one of those pieces, probably the largest of those pieces, is going to weigh somewhere in the vicinity, maybe 180 pounds, something like that. So after that that's going to be used. Now, when we were picking up the 3 foot by 3 foot pieces, we were using a vacuum head that was, I believe, 18 by 18. Now, if you look at this particular design, the locations that you see, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, Miami, Florida, Milton, Delaware, Southport, Maine. Let's start with Milton, Delaware. The Dogfish Head Brewery had its start in Milton, Delaware. Small beach-side town in the Rehoboth, Dewey Beach, Bethany Beach, that part of Delaware. It's a beautiful small town. Decided to build their brewery in that town. But that's why that designation, Milton, Delaware, is there. That's where the original brewery is and still is to this day. Southport, Maine. Well, one of the two original owners, Sam Caligione, his wife's name is Mariah Caligione. He used to vacation in Booth Bay Harbor, which is in Southport, Maine. And there was a small jutting piece of land, similar to like Hilton Head. It was called Dogfish Head. The reason it was called Dogfish Head was because, as the story goes, the lobstermen up in Maine throw their traps out. They would catch more dogfish sharks than they would lobster. That's how it got its name. At least that's how the story goes. But that's the designation and the significance of Southport, Maine. Sam Caligione, who's basically from the New England area, that's where his family would vacation there in the summers. And that's the tie-in, that's where the name came from. Rehoboth Beach, Delaware is not all that far from Milton, Delaware, but in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, that is an oceanside beach community, and they've got a restaurant, very well-known restaurant, Dogfish Head Brewery. It's called Dogfish Head Brewing and Eats, which is in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. A destination location if you want good food and really well-made craft beer. Miami, Florida is the location of their newest brew pub, and I believe it's a year old, maybe a year and a half old, but that's the location of their newest brew pub down in Miami, Florida. I can't tell you how excited we are about being able to have the opportunity, getting the opportunity to build this.
That was a fire pit going in the middle?
Yes, there will be a fire pit going into the middle. Where this is going to go to the Dogfish Inn in Lewis, Delaware. If you look, Milton, Lewis, and Rehoboth, if you look at the location of all three of those, they're all within 30 minutes of each other or thereabouts. But Lewis, another beautiful beachside town, and the Dogfish Inn is where this is going. I believe it's going to go out back. It'll be a place where people will be congregating after dinner and after relaxing in the evening, have an adult beverage, obviously something made by Dogfish. And that's where this is going to go. But I believe in the center, you're correct, Mark, there's going to be a fire pit of some sort.
Great looking piece.
If you look at how this all started, the original design that was brought to us, working with the inn owner, working with Keith Dickinson, working with the good folks at Dogfish Head. Some of the design got modified. This is what we came up with, which is a collaborative effort. And I got to tell you, this has been on the floor now for a couple of days. Every time I come out here to do something out here in on one of the production lines or whatever, I stop and I look at this. It's just, we build a lot of different kinds of designs. We've built tons of them over the last 20 years. We're going into our 20th year here at Main Art. This, as far as I'm concerned, this is very, very iconic. This is a beautiful piece. It's striking. Color combination, the layout, the lines. As far as I'm concerned, it's perfect. It's as perfect a design as you're going to see. Great kudos to the great work that our guys did to build this. Brian and John and all the good folks at Dogfish Head, Keith Dickinson, anyone else that had a chance to get involved with this design. Great job. That's all I can say is great job.